everybody, back with Dr. Claire. So today we're going to talk about all about. Do
you need me to take over my acting skills? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be discussing vitamin C. What percentage? How do you know what to buy?
I don't know.
It's super confusing.
I
have a medical degree.
I know.
You think you do.
I basically do.
We don't know.
This is so confusing. So let me tell you what I know as someone who's not a dermatologist. So I know, because of everything Dr. Claire has taught me, what we're looking for, the best vitamin C serums are one that have the ingredient L-ascorbic acid.
Correct.
And you're looking for between 10 to 20%. And if possible, see that they say plus E and ferulic acid on them.
And the reason for the ferulic is the pH that it delivers. It is such a finicky ingredient. This is the problem with vitamin C. This is why this is something you might have to spend money on.
Talk to me like maybe I'm not a doctor. What do you mean the pH that it delivers?
So when you put an ingredient on your skin, it has to penetrate and go where it needs to go to be effective. If you just buy something, it could sit on the top layer of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
A perfect example of this is oils, face oils.
Yes.
Face oils make your skin look oily, so you think that it's hydrated, but it's not. It's sitting on the top of the skin. It's not absorbing deep.
Right.
An ointment, which is why people like the slugging, like Aquaphor and Vaseline, is actually super hydrating and will get absorbed deeper than an oil. So it's tricky because people have conceptions that if it looks shiny and glowy, then
you're hydrated, then it's doing something.
But it's just sitting. So the similar concept with the vitamin C is that this ingredient will not be delivered where it needs to go unless it has an optimum pH. Another thing we know about vitamin C, it oxidizes. When you open the bottle, you have these opaque bottles because when you open it, every time it's getting air. That's what oxidize means. It means air's hitting the serum and making it less potent.
Right.
So, and then another confusing problem we have in the US is that there is really no regulation. You can put on your bottle that it's 10% L-ascorbic acid, and when they go and they test these products, they don't find 10% L-ascorbic acid. They also don't do trials showing that it's reproducible, meaning Cueticals CE ferulic, which has a ton of clinical data showing the antioxidant benefit and how much it can lighten brown spots and do other great things. It doesn't mean that if you find a product that has the exact same ingredients that anyone studied that product can do the same thing. So it's very tricky.
I have a question. So Cueticals very clearly labels their bottle, and they are like the gold standard vitamin C. It very clearly says, I think it's 15%. 15% L-ascorbic acid plus E and ferulic.
Right.
Now, every other thing, I went to the drugstore today, and I got a bunch of stuff.
So much stuff.
I got so much stuff, vitamin C's. And a lot of them say, for instance, this says, La Roche-Posay Vitamin C Serum, pure vitamin C 10%. Nowhere on the bottle of these do they say what is the vitamin C, though. There's no L-ascorbic acid. There's no THD ascorbate.
There is ascorbic acid, though, as the second ingredient, which is promising.
Same with this one, but what about the L? Don't we want the L?
You do want the L, but I still think that this is probably more promising, and it's also a reputable brand, La Roche-Posay. What's the issue with this? There's no clinical trials, so we don't really know that it's doing anything, and it doesn't have any of the other stuff I was talking about, like ferulic acid. We don't know if it's actually getting to where it needs to go, if it's really optimum. It has salicylic acid in it. It has vitamin C. So it's really hard to know.
They're all really confusing.
Yeah.
This one too, and then we're going to break it down, I promise. This one too, this says 20% vitamin C serum. And then I looked at the ingredients, and Dr. Claire, I don't even see where it says vitamin C like anywhere. So help me with this.
This product doesn't have ascorbic acid. It has ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, which is not the one that we want. So we know already whatever they're calling 20% is not L-ascorbic acid. So
this is like marketing to trick us a little?
It's not marketing because it is 20% vitamin C. It's
but
just not the
vitamin
that we
C
want.
we want.
Right.
Okay, so let's go back to basics. So what we want is L-ascorbic acid. And say somebody's in a store and they're like, all right, like ladies, I can't find L-ascorbic acid. What is another good ingredient that somebody could pick up something that says vitamin C on it and look for on the ingredients?
It's really hard for me to say that. I mean, you can get THA, which is what's in Medix
THA, isn't THD ascorbate good too?
Isn't that the same? I think we're saying the same thing.
Oh, we are?
Tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate.
Oh, yes. I remember that from school.
You call it THD. I'm sorry. I'm calling it THA, but it's THD. It's
THD.
Tetrahexyl
Whatever.
Yeah.
THD ascorbate.
THD, yeah.
Which I've heard actually is for people that can't tolerate L-ascorbic acid, it's gentler.
Well, again, it's gentler, but the reason that you're doing that, it's like using a retinol if you haven't done a retinoid. You always want to try your L-ascorbic acid before you reach for a THD.
Hi, Bubba.
Hi.
Okay, so Dr. Claire. I feel weird calling you doctor, but I'm saying it in the videos.
Whatever, my pits are sweaty.
Bottom line with vitamin C's, it's super, super confusing. I have a couple that I really like. I don't know if they're as good as SkinCeuticals, but I'm gonna tell Dr. Claire what I've been using. So I really like Maylove Glow Maker. It's 20% L-ascorbic acid plus E and ferulic. I mean, what could be wrong with that?
That's your best bet, is hoping that these brands are honest.
That's the thing, but how?
You don't know. And how do you know that brand?
How do I know if a brand has clinical data or not?
They would supply it if they have it.
But how, like SkinCeuticals, how do you know? You always tell me they have great data.
That's
they put a lot of money.
I can show you journal articles. Those are
okay,
real journal
but you have the real
articles.
journal articles.
And ISDN is a great example. They do very small, very, very small clinical trials. They sometimes even have things that are like in vitro, meaning in a lab. But I feel like the companies that take time to even do that have a little bit more, how do you say it? Like,
I know what you're saying.
Oh God, what's that?
So me, as not a doctor that doesn't get access to like the medical journals, or I don't, get them delivered, how do I know if Dr. Brenner's in Walmart, $19.99.
That doesn't have clinical data.
How do you know?
Because what I'm talking about when I say clinical data are cosmeceuticals. Those are products that are sold on Drugstore, at doctors, Skin Lovely Skin.
So you're telling me
they don't have
brands, the SkinCeuticals, the Revision, the ISDN, the Sente, the Skin Medica.
These things that sell to dermatologist offices or online that sometimes they're more costly, but those are probably the type of brands that have clinical data or not clinical data or lab data. Most of these other places don't have that. Although I bet La Roche-Posay does. I just have never been to their lab to know.
Right.
And they've never talked. When they present this in your office, they don't show you data. So I don't know.
So, but if somebody can't afford the $166 SkinCeuticals and is like, I'm using the Dr. Brenner's, it says 20% L-ascorbic plus E and ferulic, is that at least like an okay $20 dupe?
I do think that that's your best bet. If you're looking for a dupe, I think your best bet is taking our advice with what we're saying, the ingredients that you're looking for. At least look on the label and see that they're saying that. If they're already telling you that there's something in it, that there's 20% vitamin C, but it's actually the ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, then you know that that's inferior. However, I want to give this product credit. This product is not saying to use it as a vitamin C serum. This is something for dots, for dark spots, and it has other great ingredients in it, like licorice root. It also has tranexamic acid, which is really hot right now. So there's some skin lightening agents. So this is not really sold as a serum for vitamin C. It's just a little misleading because it says 20% vitamin C. So I love that we're including it in this discussion.
I have one more question. When we're talking about these, like the La Roche-Posay says vitamin C serum, but then these say vitamin C brightening serums, and they list like all these other random ingredients. Is this a vitamin C serum?
Yeah, these are definitely serums, and brightening is what I think people just use that. But
they're
again,
just using that term.
What's in this? This one is sodium ascorbyl phosphate. This is not ascorbic acid. So this is already inferior to me. This one has ascorbic acid,
but not
I know, but I don't know what that. I don't know. I still like this better. I like that they say 10%. I like that they say ascorbic acid, and it's the second ingredient, which makes me feel good about it.
Remember, we taught you all that the order of ingredients matters. We did a video on that. It needs to be in the first 5 for it to really
be something that's substantial.
Yes.
Everything's a little confusing just because none of this is done with what doctors like to see, which is like clinical trials. I think you're better off taking the ingredients that we've shared and trying to look for something, or splurging if there's a sale on a SkinCeuticals, or something that your dermatologist has reviewed the data, like the ISDN products have. Yeah. I like the Flavo C.
I like them too.
And they're 5% L-ascorbic acid, but because you're popping them fresh all the time, it's great for someone who's lazy or just doesn't use up their serum
Yeah.
in time, and it spoils because I'll have patients a year later popping open their
Isden does a
ampules.
40% off sale once a year too,
Yes.
which is like amazing. You can get a 30 pack of the Flavo C ampules for like $30.
Yeah, they're really good. And I think for someone who has sensitive skin, that also is just as well tolerated sometimes as the THD. So
okay, we're gonna sweat to death in here. So yay! Vitamin C's are so confusing, you guys. We are happy to do more videos. Comment your questions, and you know we'll answer them. It's a confusing topic.
I think the best takeaway point is that there's very few stuff that we say to spend money on, or that you have to ask a dermatologist on. Moisturizer, do your thing.
Yes.
You know,
cleansers, whatever.
Sunscreen, I think you can figure out. You don't really need a dermatologist.
Yes.
You need a dermatologist to ask you, what's your favorite vitamin C?
Totally.
And why? What do you like about it? If the dermatologist doesn't understand L-ascorbic acid and doesn't care about clinical data, then they really don't. They're just making a recommendation. But if you trust your derm and there's someone smart and educated and into skincare, they should know.
Yeah. I'm looking for a good derm, so I'll let you know when I find one. Just kidding.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we got to turn the air on.
Okay.